Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Noroff UID webinar. Before we start the session, I want to inform you that you are welcome to post any questions in the YouTube chat if needed. Okay, so let's get started. Firstly, I would like to introduce myself to you. My name is Marna, and I'm the line manager and teacher at the User Interface Design program at Noroff. I'm joined by my fellow teacher, Delia, who will also take good care of you during your time with us if you decide to join the program. Today, we'll be looking at the following topics. What is UI design? The UI design program structure, a day in the life of a student, the job market, and of course, admission requirements. So, what is user interface design? User interface design, UI, is a discipline of digital product design that focuses on a digital product's visual and interactive aspects, such as website or mobile applications. Simply put, user interface design is about designing for the screen. The goal of UI design is to create an interface that is visually appealing, intuitive, and easy to use for the end users. UI designers use various design principles and tools to create aesthetically pleasing and functional interfaces. This includes designing layouts, typography, color schemes, icons, and buttons that help users navigate and interact with the product effectively. UI designers also consider the accessibility and responsiveness of the interface, ensuring that a wide range of users on different devices and platforms can use it. UI design also involves creating and maintaining design systems and guidelines that ensure consistency and coherence across the product. This consists in documenting and organizing design patterns, components, and styles that can be reused and adapted in various contexts. So overall, UI design aims to create visually appealing, functional, and easy-to-use interfaces, enhancing user experience and product engagement. Before we continue onto the structure of the UID program, I want to tell you a story about Sam and the cleaning mop, Moppy Mac Mop Face. I know you might think, wait, this is not kindergarten, what's going on here? However, stories are important to tell because they allow designers to connect with the audience on an emotional level. Wednesday was the day of the week for cleaning the house. Sam loves cleaning the house, but soon discovers the trusty friend, Moppy Mac Mop Face, who has stood by Sam's side for years, has gone to greener pastures. Sad about the fact that the old one is gone, Sam seeks a replacement. Soon Sam fires off the newly installed app for grocery shopping and discovers this app sells cleaning mops. Will Sam find a new cleaning mop to replace Moppy Mac Mop Face? Excited about the new discovery, Sam orders a brand new cleaning mop through the app. Within 60 minutes, the doorbell rings. Can that be it? Sam asks. That was very fast. Sam walks to the door to find the delivery guy handing over the purchase. Thank you for your order, he says. Wait a minute. This is not what I've ordered. I've ordered a whole cleaning mop, not just the replacement sponge, Sam says. Sorry, the delivery guy says. You need to take this up with the store online. Sam goes through the app, frantically. No contact details or even a submit a query button is visible. Angry and frustrated, Sam decides to take the knock and delete the app from the phone. So let's take a step back and see what went wrong here. The image of the cleaning mop on the app was the wrong image. It showed the whole product instead of only the replacement sponge. no contact details were available, and the submit a query button was so badly designed that it was hardly visible. That right there is lousy user interface design. But you know what? The good news is you future UI students can create interfaces that will help someone like Sam make the right decisions. Okay, that is it for stories. Now, let's see what you'll be doing while studying UID with us. The UID program consists of 39 academic weeks, 7 courses, and 2 big projects. The first project is at the end of the first semester, and the second one is at the end of the second semester. The various courses are as follows. Design Foundations is the first one, followed by Design Styles, Design Systems, Semester Project, Template Design, Prototyping, Evaluative Research, Exam Projects, and finally, Industry Knowledge and Portfolio. Let's take some time to see what each course entails. In the first semester, we'll start you with the course Design Foundations, where you learn more about the foundations of UI design. This includes processes used in industry like the design thinking and design sprint process. We'll look at accessibility in design and how you can create interfaces that every user can use, including those who have a disability, like colorblindness, for example. We'll take you through the information architecture, user journey mapping, and the storytelling process, where you'll learn more about how to structure your interface logically, map out the user journey to see where there are issues, and how you can use the storytelling process to communicate your findings with stakeholders. This course also introduces you to industry-related tools such as Figma and Adobe XD that you will use throughout the program to create digital designs. The second course, Design Styles, is where things really get interesting. If you love being creative, you'll really enjoy this course. Here we teach you all about branding and branding elements, such as logo design, typography, color, icon and button design, imagery, and the importance of consistency in design. Furthermore, we'll show you how to document your branding elements logically for other designers to make decisions with the brand in mind. This document is called a brand style guide. The third course, Design Systems, is our most comprehensive course on the program and consists of 6 weeks worth of learning. We'll start you with an introduction to design systems, the difference between brand style guides and design systems, and show you how existing design systems look and function. Furthermore, we'll show you how to document your design system in a way that is easy to use by the end user. The end user here, in this instance, being other designers and developers. When you are done with the design systems course, you'll get access to the semester project, where you have the opportunity to show us what new learnings and skills you have gained throughout the first semester on design foundations, design styles, and design systems. The semester project will not only help you show us what you've learned, but you will be thinking about how to best educate the user on the topic of renewable energy, which we believe is a very relative topic in today's time and age. The template design course introduces the second semester in the UID program. This course will give you an in-depth look at the processes and tools to build and maintain design templates. Template design is a great way to speed up the design process and create consistency. After all, as a designer, it's essential to know about the importance of consistency in the world of design. We'll move on to the prototyping course. In this course, we'll introduce you to one more prototyping tool called InVision, along with Figma and Adobe XD. Remember, up until now, you've used Adobe XD and Figma as design tools. Now we will show you how to use these as prototyping tools. In this course, you'll learn about different types of fidelity in prototyping, the prototyping processes such as handing over your prototype to the development team, and best practices when presenting prototypes to stakeholders. We'll also give you a chance to practice your hand at CSS and HTML. Although, as a UI designer, you won't be required to develop the user interface, having some knowledge of CSS and HTML can only be beneficial. For any user interface design to succeed, it must undergo testing. It's essential to test and see how users use the interface. While interacting with your interface design, these reactions and thoughts can uncover many details from the user. This is what you'll learn more about in the evaluative research course. We'll take you through various testing methods such as card sorting, tree testing, and the big one, usability testing. You'll also learn how to run and moderate a usability test with users. So, what have you learned so far in the program? As a UID student, so far in the program, you've learned about design foundations and what should be considered when designing an interface to be accessible. You've learned more about design styles and how to create a brand for a company and ultimately documenting these guidelines. You've documented a design system and know how to use template design to speed up your work and ensure consistency. You've gone through the prototyping process and got a good overview of industry-related tools and some CSS and HTML. You've tested your prototype on users and moderated the whole usability test. So, what's next? Next up, again, you have the opportunity to put everything you've learned throughout the program into practice and show off your new skills. It's exam project. The exam project will test everything you've learned throughout the whole program. This time around, we'll ask you to get familiar with an NGO called the Native Woodland Trust. This NGO is committed to the restoration of Ireland's original climax ecosystem. Also, a very relevant topic. Our main goal at Noroff Vocational Online is to equip you with the necessary knowledge, skill, and competence to succeed at any challenge in the UID working life environment. We want you to have the confidence to make decisions, work in a team, create unique user interfaces, and impress potential employers. That is what the final course in the UID program is all about, industry knowledge and portfolio. Here you will have the opportunity to look at your journey throughout the UID program, reflect on your learnings, and create a portfolio and CV for work life. So now that you had an idea of the topics we'll be discussing in your time with us, how will your life as an online student at Noroff look? Studying online is flexible and convenient. Online studies give you the ability to complete at your own pace. Additionally, studying online may allow you to learn more from anywhere without relocating or commuting. During your time with us, you'll be reading online materials. These reading materials, or lessons, as we like to call them, are like the golden nugget that will guide you through the program. We encourage you to read and study them diligently. The weekly study material consists of the following: weekly lessons and lesson tasks, a module assignment in the form of a written design or quiz at the end of each module, a course assignment at the end of each course, and of course, chatting with your peers and teachers about relevant topics. The job market, something everyone wants to know about. The UID qualification at Noroff will prepare you for multiple job opportunities, such as user interface designer, where you will develop interface design solutions for digital devices with a focus on accessibility and user-centered design principles. User interface accessibility tester, where you will investigate interface design issues for websites and applications using relevant evaluation research, testing methods, tools. And of course, visual designer, where you will set up design style elements and contribute to the development of a design system. So as you can see, there are loads of opportunities out there for a UI designer, user interface design qualification. Admission requirements. So what do you need to apply? Candidates can be accepted into the program either by general admissions or recognition of prior learning or work experience. For general admission to this program, candidates would need a general university admission certification. Prior experience in the field means knowledge, skill, and general competence that a person has acquired either through 1, formal learning, such as foreign education, higher education, folk high school, or adult education. Secondly, non-formal learning, such as courses or other structured training that is not part of the education system. And thirdly, informal learning, such as care work, organizational experience, leisure activities, volunteer work, or work experience. So, in closing, I want to leave you with this thought. Please rescue interface users. The world needs good UI designers. We look forward to having you join us. Thank you for listening. Does anybody have any questions?
Looks like there's one question there, Marna. Are teachers helpful in the job search process?
Yes, as teachers are very helpful. We encourage you to look for any job early on in the process, and we're always here and our doors are always open to guide you through the process, whether it's recommendations. Also, if we know about anything that you might find interesting, we will gladly share it with the group.
First off, I'll actually take the next question if you don't mind, Marna. It's asking us what are the main differences between UI and UX?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
It's a very good question. We could ask that quite a lot. So what I find more interesting is being a UI designer. The reason being is a UX designer is really focused on the research. For example, they create task flows, they conduct research with users, they identify the user's core needs, they can sometimes skeleton wireframes, but they don't specifically design the wireframes, they just kind of sketch them out. They're really more intertwined with the user research and the user experience and having the right info for the users on the actual screens. But the UI designer, to me, is a lot more creative. They get involved with the visual design of all the different interfaces, whether it's website, whether it's a mobile app, or whether it's a Apple Watch interface. The visual design, you're working with the layouts and the spacing and the placement of elements. You also add in the typography and the colors and the images and the icons, and up to you as a UI designer to make the interface as visually appealing as possible to the users and make it look and feel good. So yeah, I think as a UI designer, you definitely have the chance to be a lot more creative. You have that creative freedom, and yeah, it's definitely more visually, basically more a visual aspect of your work, whereas the UX is more research.
The question is, what hardware software do I need? Should I get this in advance or wait? Well, the hardware that we recommend you get is i5, i7 processor equivalent, 8 GB RAM, 500 GB hard drive, external storage, and so forth. For software, we recommend you get a PDF processing software such as Adobe Acrobat, word processing like Microsoft, and then the design tools are really important. This is Adobe XD or Figma, whichever one you prefer, Adobe Photoshop for editing, and Adobe Illustrator because you are going to work with vectors quite a lot. How will artificial intelligence impact this field? I knew this question was going to come up. Artificial intelligence is something that we cannot. It's adapt or die. So we will adapt. UI design is all about having empathy with the user. You can ask a question, you can ask AI a question, but it's still a human that needs to ask that question specifically to get the right answer. So I don't think AI would impact this field very much. But what I would suggest is that you use AI as a resource. Use it to the best of your ability. Don't be scared that it's going to take your job away, because still a human needs to ask that specific question to the AI bot. Is the UX skills necessary to be attractive in the job market, or is UI sufficient? I tell my students, if it's a UI UX job, apply for it. Because in the UI program, we teach you a lot of UX processes. Like I've mentioned, the design thinking process, which you will use in the field. Design sprints, working together, collaborating in a team. We tell you, or we teach you user journey mapping, information architecture, testing. There's a whole course on testing and different testing methods that you will use in industry. So yeah, I would say if there's a job that says UI UX, and you have UI experience and the UI qualification, apply for it. Do we have any other questions? That's it. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and Delia. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to share what we do on a daily basis with you. And we really hope you join this fun, interesting program. And we'll be alongside you every step of the way, so you don't have to worry about anything. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye.